I'm going all in. I sell a car, sell a house. You know, I sell everything and buy Bitcoin.
Automatically, by the nature of law, by the nature of human behavior, I think Bitcoin's going up from this point.
The lines are straight up and to the right. We've got to close above 70K for a couple of candles.
If Bitcoin drops to which price will it make you nervous, and will it make you rethink your life decisions? What's going on with Bitcoin? That's what everyone's asking. We just had a potential ceasefire from Trump with Iran, and Bitcoin just rocketed from 66K to nearly 72K at this moment as we're recording. But what's next? Is it gonna stall at around 70K? Is it gonna drop further? Or are we gonna see back to 100K soon? That's what everyone's asking. If you're not asking that, that's because you don't know the consequence of Bitcoin's price action right now. Let me tell you something. If Bitcoin goes up, so does the US stock markets now, because they're correlated. If Bitcoin goes up, well, it's not a conspiracy theory. Gold will also go up because there's now a strong correlation between Bitcoin and precious metals. Previously, it used to be the opposite, but now everything's related. When it goes up, everything goes up.
We're gonna win so much, you may even get tired of winning.
So what's up with Bitcoin and what's up with the crypto market? Let's talk about this. It's me, Mo. I have my good friend here, Al, from Don't Get Rekt, and we're gonna share our Bitcoin predictions today. Al, how are you and what are you feeling about Bitcoin right now?
Man, I was watching the US market open today, and I messaged you. I was like, this is a short. You know, we've just had a little relief pump on the ceasefire news, and it's going to come back down. And I was right for about 45 minutes. And now, no move. You know, I love your opinion on this. I feel like there's no sustain in any move. Like, gains are quickly erased. Losses are quickly retraced. The market is like a yo-yo, just up and down. It's very difficult to trade this market. And what you're saying about the S&P, gold and silver is really interesting, isn't it? Because if gold is fear and Bitcoin is hope, what does it mean when they're both going up? That's the thing I can't get my head around. Ceasefire should have been bearish for precious metals and bullish for Bitcoin. But today, we're seeing everything pump. It was really interesting. And really, to me, it's liquidity, right? Is liquidity returning to the market at this point, do you think?
Well, look, I think so, because the best metric to judge where Bitcoin is heading for me is realized price. So for those of you that don't know, if you take all of the Bitcoin in this world that's been purchased, people investing it, and like take an average buying price of what's the average buying price of Bitcoin right now. You know, some people bought at 90K, some people bought it when it was like 10K or 15K. Okay, take all of that and do a basic average. What's the average buying price of Bitcoin? Right now, as we are talking, it's somewhere around 54K. So that's the average buying price of Bitcoin in the whole world, you know, in a very simple terms. And that's been going up for the last month or so. You know, it was like 51K around March, and now it's 54K. What does that tell you? The price is going up. The realized price is going up. That means people are buying. So it's very rare for Bitcoin's price to go down, you know, lower than its realized price, because, you know, if it falls from that average buying price, people won't just sell. They'll just wait, and they're gonna hold and wait for prices to go back up again and sell it for a profit. So it tells me now that people are still buying. The buying is not happening at a larger scale and a faster rate that is gonna pump across 100K instantly, but buying is sustainable. I can tell you every single person I know that trades cryptocurrency that never even bought Bitcoin before are now buying Bitcoin. Now, am I telling you to buy Bitcoin? No, I'm not going to give financial advice. Of course, it's up to you. But I'm saying those that are interested in cryptocurrency, those that are interested in trading are seeing this as a buying window. And that tells me that these people are, of course, not going to sell at a loss. So automatically, by the nature of law, by the nature of human behavior, I think Bitcoin's going up from this point, at least for the next quarter or so. How fast? that's up for debate.
Well, that's debatable. There are basically two schools of thought.
Yeah. So I think it would be great to get some charts on the screen, and a couple of them would be, yes, realized price, but also, am I right in thinking we've returned to the 50-week and the 200-week moving average? So we're on trend, right? Bitcoin as an asset is on trend. Like, forget the immediate noise around the lines. The lines are straight up and to the right. So really what that means is the CAGR, the compound annual growth rate, which is coming down over time, for Bitcoin, it's still sort of 25-30%, even 40% in a strong bull market. So everything's fine, really. And the fact is, we're talking about an asset that is now 70K, bro. Like, remember when it wasn't 70K and we're going, oh man, it's only 70K. That's like Bargainsville. And that's like perfect time just to DCA, because even a 10% drop, if you're just DCAing a few $100, it's not going to make a big difference. But you can still, this is accumulation zone, in my opinion. But yes, you know, and we've talked about this, I would build a fat stack of Swiss francs, hold on to those guys, and then have entry points on the way down. Because in my belief, 70K is crucial. We've got to close above 70K for a couple of candles, right? And then you're looking at 75, or you're looking at 65, even 61, right? That's what I'm seeing. And because the on-chain markets are 24/7, they're live, they're in real time, they react very quickly to things like the US Open today. If something were to change, like a drastic escalation in conflict, it could nuke down, but that would be a very quick nuke, and then it would come straight back up, right? Because buyers would just flood in, and you can see where people are ready to hit the button. That includes people like me. If it hits 61, 60, 59, I'm going all in. I'll sell a car, sell a house, you know, I sell everything and buy Bitcoin. But obviously we can't say that. But you know what I mean? Is people are sidelined still. I believe people are sidelined. I believe they're preparing, ready for the next move. But I think that liquidity level isn't quite clear yet. Is it 65? Is it 75? That's what we need to know, I think.
Look, El, I'm gonna ask you one question only, and and just answer me God's honest truth in one sentence as well. Okay, what price? If Bitcoin drops to which price will it make you nervous, and will it make you rethink your life decisions?
55, below 55.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I was literally saying, that because that's the realized price, right? If it falls below that, that's what people like you start panicking, because you know that's the price. Like we are kind of seeing the narrative that Bitcoin cannot drop below 50K. If it drops below 50K, then all hope shatters. People will be, you know, holding their heads, you know, screaming across the streets. So I would say if it still goes down to 60K, as you said, it's expected. There's going to be some pullbacks, but we have to see how long Bitcoin can sustain above 70K. If he sustains for a couple of weeks, couple of candles, as Al said, is going up. Now, before we conclude this very short video, I want to give two bullish signals and kind of one bearish signal for Bitcoin at this moment, and I'll get your opinion on that as well. Two bullish signals for me is, the first one is Morgan Stanley today, as we're talking, just launched their Bitcoin ETF. Morgan Stanley is potentially bigger than BlackRock as the top US investment bank. Their Bitcoin ETF is projected to generate over 5 billion and in the first month. So that's big. That's the biggest. So if Bitcoin fails, not just BlackRock fails, Morgan Stanley fails. That means the US economy fails.
It's got competitive fees as well, right? They're undercutting the other providers, I believe. So
it's the lowest fee Bitcoin ETF in the market right now.
Yeah.
So that tells you something. Yeah. A lot of confidence. Second one, I was talking about this earlier to you. Iran has proposed to accept crypto payments for Hormuz Pass. So any ships passing to the Strait of Hormuz would need to pay $1 per barrel to Iran. That's a part of the ceasefire deal. And they want that in crypto and potentially in Bitcoin. That's huge. I'm not allowed to swear, but that's effing huge. A country taking money in Bitcoin as a part of a global war negotiation. So that's my second thing. The bearish take that I'll leave you with is there's a new study by Google that says that almost I think half, like 50% chance that a lot of Bitcoin wallets are at a threat of quantum exposure. There's going to be a big quantum breakthrough in a couple of years before 2030. So Bitcoin compared to Solana, compared to Ethereum, hasn't still migrated to quantum safe or quantum proof wallets. That's a big concern right now. Obviously developers are working around the clock, but that's a threat and that's a bearish signal for you to consider. I'll leave you to that. Al, do you want to end on that signal with your thoughts?
Yeah, and you're right to call that out. What I would say is quantum is poorly understood, as is cryptography in general. And also what I'd point out, there's the resilience of Bitcoin as an asset, it's never gone down the way a chain like Solana has. And also I wonder, did you see the tweet about the guy that broadcast a Bitcoin transaction across radio? So you wouldn't need the internet. Right. So like when people talk about Elon Musk building a city on Mars, it could run on Bitcoin offline. That's enormous. So we can talk about technical analysis, but the fundamentals of Bitcoin remain incredibly strong. And across the long term, very, very bullish. And the medium term, bullish. Short term, little bit bearish. You're absolutely right to call out the quantum threat. However, that is predicated on us being unable to overcome the threat, and I believe we will overcome it.
So that was me, Mo, and my brilliant friend Al, and it was CryptoManiaks bringing you our Bitcoin prediction. What do you think about Bitcoin? Where are you seeing the price heading towards? Do let us know in the comments, and of course, subscribe to our channel so you don't get wrecked.
Nice one. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.